be closed just now in the market. So we are looking at the closing price for the day now. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 10th, 2022. Q's up 2.79, SPY up 2.04. So we did have CPI numbers this morning. All right, and market liked that little bit of relief there, not as bad as was expected. So as a result, we had a gap up in the market. And market held. While it is at some resistance, the fact that it held up here, didn't really pull off of it, is pretty bullish. So we came into today with a neutral bias. We got this gap up, going to stay bullish as long as we stay above. Now for the Qs, it's going to be yesterday's, or for the SPY, I think it's Friday's low, and for the Qs, it's going to be yesterday's low. Okay, as long as we stay above that. All right, we've been watching this hourly trend here. That's really been our guide as far as market bias here. The larger time frames are transitioning. You see the weekly now no longer in a downtrend or breaking that downtrend. That was the previous pivot there to the left. Okay, and the daily's up there. It is going to be running into some resistance. Okay, as we move up, we're now into an area of minor resistance. What was support got broken, so we are into minor resistance. So you know, we may see a little bit of reaction there, but so far, you know, grind higher hourly, maintaining that uptrend. So as long as the smaller time frames intact, you know, the daily, weekly, monthly aren't going to go into a downtrend without the hourly breaking first. So we're just going to keep an eye on that. And as long as that stays bullish, then so will we. All right. So going into tomorrow, bullish. All right. Let's go over the plays from today. I thought yesterday was pretty tough. Had a lot of gaps, had a lot of setups, and not a lot of follow through. I think today was better. Now, today, the shorts I noticed really struggled. The gap downs, as far as getting follow through to the gap downs, did struggle a good amount. I thought maps was pretty good. Was able to get a little bit on it, out of it on the initial drop, but then didn't have any follow through after that. So once, you know, after the initial breakdown was looking pretty good, and then back half trailed. So that didn't make much. The RXT, and I'll show you the gap as well on the maps. I mean, I thought both these gaps were really nice. Gapping underneath support. The RXT just didn't work. It didn't even work enough for me to get some out of. That's the RXT, so then that's the maps. So the gap downs really struggled to get a nice trend, and maybe some of them you played them long. I was not looking to, especially on these type of gaps. Maps, you could say maybe a little bit oversized, but still, it's a bearish gap to me. So what did end up working out well there were a lot of longs, gap ups, and relative strength things that really worked. And it was hard to catch them all, but there were a lot of them. CLSK had a nice just 2-minute buy setup right in here. That was the 2-minute buy setup we played. Now, this came a penny from stopping, but I just, you know, I let it play out, didn't mess with it. Ended up being my best play. So looked a little bit iffy at first on the CLSK. Struggled to get going, but eventually got follow through. Here's the daily. Here's primarily why I played it. Right, daily transition. You're going to see that in a lot of these that really got the move today. Vuzi was just okay. Not a huge winner. Continuing the transition there. Played it actually as a 2-minute buy setup as well. Also gave it to the room as this breakout here. Target was high of the day, so we did get to target 1. And then it kind of went sideways for that, and then for the rest of the day, and then we eventually trailed it underneath the base. Okay, so the Vuzi, like I said, small winner there on the Vuzi. And then the INVZ, I think this was just a breakout, but again, on the daily here, decent gap. Daily's trying to transition here, was in that sloppy base for quite a while, then got a gap up, and then continuing today. Yeah, this was just a pullback over this consolidation area on the INVZ. This one I was in until the end of the day because it didn't really get that far. I think the max on this was like 2.5 hours or so. Not like the CLSK, which got to 4. So this one I just closed here into the end of the day. That was the last play, but yeah, so a lot better follow through, especially to the long side. You know, market held up; it didn't get sold with the gap up, and so a lot of bullish items. I mean, there were a lot. You're gonna see a lot of things closing at high of the day when you review today. VLD again. Look at that transition there. So that's what I was saying. It was hard to catch them all, but you know, different than yesterday. Yesterday I felt like, you know, a lot of stuff just was kind of a trap, and today a lot more follow through also. And then probably the play of the day here, I can't forget, which VLDR also nice transition here, was this VLDR. Someone in the room found it early in the day, and then James mentioned it right before the breakout. I mean, that was beautiful. Level 2 was good. Yeah, that was a huge play on the VLDR. Beautiful base. I mean, these, you don't get these every day. Definitely don't. So that was really, really nice. All right. So like longs today, I mean, that was the place to be. Gap ups, relative strength plays. You know, there were a lot of them that worked. And just, yeah, to all to varying degrees. And then, you know, and it's not like I knew that starting off the day. I showed you starting off 2 plays, the maps and the RXT, which RXT I took a stop on, and the maps made very little because gave the whole back half back when it rallied. So I didn't know that was going to be the case today. But you kind of just have to, you know, once you kind of figure out, okay, the best gap downs are not going lower. Okay, so, you know, I think just the market environment, too bullish, whatever. All right, let's play the longs and let's focus on that. And that was kind of the place to be for the rest of the day. So it was just kind of one of those adjustments that had to be made today, unless you came into today really bullish and you knew you were already in the right spot and, you know, took advantage, right? So, but overall, I think not too bad. Okay, not too bad of a day. All right, hope you did well. We will be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Have a good evening.